Hey, it's John Lee Dumas of EO Fire, and it's the Entrepreneurial You, the show for dedicated and passionate Caribbean entrepreneurs seeking daily inspiration, brought to you by author, speaker, and award-winning entrepreneur Heneka Watkis-Porter. You must be prepared to ignite.
Well. Hello. Greetings to you. I trust that you are doing amazingly well, because I am. And I just want the same for you. Well, guess what is happening right now? I am doing a recording of the Entrepreneurial You live from my car, somewhere in somebody's car park. I'm Heneka Watkis-Porter, and I want to welcome you to another episode of the Entrepreneurial You, right live and in living colors from my car. I just decided, after I had such a long hiatus with the first, before I brought on last week Dr. Nadine Wong. And did you catch that episode? Isn't that woman a powerhouse? Anyways, right? So after a long hiatus and everything that is happening in my life right now, I know that I have not been able to batch and can all the episodes that I normally would. Like, life is just lifing, and so I've not been able to do that. So I'm not going to miss an opportunity to record the episode that is going to air, that you're actually hearing now. So it's actually recorded the day before, but usually I record my episodes way in advance, and I have a lot of episodes to go before I run out. But it is what it is, and I'm here. I'm coming to you live from my car. So it's not my regular home studio kind of vibe. All right. Before I go on and talk about, what we're talking about today and all of those stuff, I just want to pause right here to give a big shout out to our long-standing sponsor of the Entrepreneurial You podcast, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, and what amazing partner they are. So pause for a word from the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
We needed to raise capital, but our experience with local financial institutions was that they were cautious and slow to act, and interest rates were far too high. We had real concerns about financing our business through outside equity investors and the possibility of interference. Could we get a fair valuation for our business? We had our own ideas about the business and its value. Should I go the traditional route of bank financing, or should I try the Jamaica Stock Exchange? So we made a call and experienced transformation of our business through conversations. I'm John Mafood, CEO of Jamaican Teas, and we're listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Give us a call today at 876-967-3271 to begin your transformation through conversation. We want to see your company listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Welcome back. Of course, if you're listening online, you won't hear the ad play. It's just for the podcast. All right. So don't I didn't hear anything. That's fine. Okay. So welcome back. And today I don't have a guest. No, I don't have a guest. And usually that's not the case. But today I'm actually coming to you solo. So I'm coming to you today live, again from my car, and I'm doing this episode solo. I just decided to come and share with you what has been happening, some of the thoughts that I've been having, and so on and so forth, right? So, what has been happening, why I've not been as consistent. Well, I took a break. I wouldn't say I'm not consistent. I took a break, a couple weeks break earlier, before the last two episodes that you're hearing, right? You've heard last week and this week. So I did take a break because there's been so much going on. One of those things going on, I mentioned in one of the episodes that I'm mothering two of my nieces. And with that, it's a transformation and a lot of transition and stuff. So it does take a lot of time. Plus I have so many things going on, planning conference. There's just so many things, doing podcast, workshop. What is happening now? There's just so many things happening. Right. I'm very much involved in my church, Worship and Faith International Fellowship, and just a myriad of things happening, and just putting everything into the order of which it's supposed to go. My husband had a stroke in 2021. And since then, I mean, he has recovered significantly, but a lot of things that, he would normally do and so on. So I'm pretty much caregiving my husband. I'm caregiving my husband. I'm caregiving my nieces. I'm caregiving me. I am doing chores. I'm doing errands, doing all of those things, and just life is lifing, and just navigating life. So a lot is to be streamlined. Is being streamlined right now. And one of the biggest projects that I'm actually working on. Well, before I talk about that project, let me just go and tell you. Let me tell you about one of the things that has been keeping me quite active, and it's Grace to Grow. Right, that has been keeping me quite active. It's a mentorship program that I launched. It's actually a social enterprise, right? So a social enterprise where I'm solving the need of a social problem. I'm solving the social problem of mentoring women that, they need a second chance. They need a hand up. And that's what I'm doing. So with Grace to Grow was launched, the official start of Grace to Grow is May 7, 2022, last year. But the idea for the program actually came, and I'll tell you what the program is in a minute. The idea for the program actually came when in 2020, after a near-death experience, January 9, 2020, I'll never forget. So my 2020 was like, COVID was like, like while COVID was it for a lot of people, for me, COVID was just like one of those things, because so many things happened with me personally. Like I didn't even have time to pay COVID, man. Like literally, I just tuned it all out. So I almost died on the night of January 9, 2020, where I overdosed. I spoke about it elsewhere. And then that was trauma. That was something else. And then by April of that year, I got burnt out and all kind of stuff happening. I also spoke tremendously about that elsewhere in other podcast episodes. So I won't get into it, but I'm just talking about the genesis of Grace to Grow. So when I recognized that I was still alive, the Lord gave me a vision. I need to run a program for women to mentor them. Started reaching out to people to volunteer and stuff. I did get some feedback, but then I got sick. COVID happened, and the format I wanted to do it in was no longer practical at the time. Fast track to 2022, and I kind of was overwhelmed with a lot of things, and thought this idea of Grace to Grow, though I loved it, I just thought it was not going to happen because I'm too busy. I feel tired, all kind of these things. But I got such a renewal and a refreshing one morning when I was listening to my apostle speak. I was watching service online, listening to my apostle speak, and he began to talk about Every Man a Warrior, which is a program that the church has. And it's not like I was hearing the program for the first time, but somehow, or hearing about the program for the first time, but somehow that morning, it resonated with me, and it was like a tap on the shoulder. I say, hey, you remember that program you were supposed to do for women? That's what you're going to do. So it's similarly almost like an equivalent of Every Man a Warrior, in the sense that's exactly, or some of the ways in which I would treat with the women I encounter. But I got a download of how this program was supposed to be run and all of those things from that time, right? And so that was in March of last year. I took April off to kind of brainstorm and think about it, put it together. By May 7, 2022, we had our first cohort of women that I'm mentoring for 90 days, 3 months, 12 weeks, every Saturday, 90 minutes of my time, and just taking them through different areas of entrepreneurship, skills training, counseling, parenting, leadership, all kind of stuff, right? It's really an intensive 3 months program. Now, we had the graduation the first year in August last year at Sanders Ochiros. They took care of the graduation and stuff. And then we officially launched this year. So since then, we only had one cohort last year. And in this year, we had 2 cohorts. We had, and so at the end of August, we had a graduation for cohorts 2 and 3. And that was beautiful. We had it at the Pegasus. We also launched, so we did an official unveiling of the logo, the Grace to Grow logo, which I designed. Yay! And yeah, we're off to the races. I mean, we're a registered social enterprise. We have a board chair. We have the things, the structure in place that will get us to the next level. And you'll hear more about that. So that has been one of the things that I've been working on, having team on board. By the way, you should check us out at Kingston Night Market. So check us out today. And so there's that. But there's also a major conference I'm working on with the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And that is called She Leads. Now, She Leads is just, I don't know, there's just so much I want to talk about it, right? She Leads is happening where we are looking at women in leadership, and the theme for this year, the inaugural year, is mental wellness and women in leadership. So we want you to unleash your leadership potential, right? We want you to, and for those of you who are already leaders, we want you to level up your leadership by attending She Leads. It's October 19, 2023. And what you're going to be getting at this event, you're going to hear insights from stellar keynote speakers. We're going to have some thought-provoking panel discussions, gripping interviews. Yes, I'll be doing some interviews with some major people, right, or speakers on our panel and stuff. So really looking forward to this, where you can expand your network and meet like-hearted, like-minded individuals that can take you to the next level, right? You are just one person away from the next level, from attaining the next level in your life. And just a little hint of who some of the speakers are that you're going to be looking out for. So we have the incredible Melissa Pegas, and she is the brainchild. She is the engine behind Techstars of Atlanta, powered by JP Morgan. We have Dr. Nadine Wong, and you heard her on this podcast last week. She is such a powerhouse, coming straight out of Canada to come to attend this event. She is a powerhouse. She has 7 PhDs. I mean, like, I don't even have one. You know what I mean? Right. She has 7, and she's going to come and she's going to share her strength in how to stay well and all of these things. She's a homeopath and cognitive behavior therapist. We have Dr. Maureen Arendt Morgan, renowned psychiatrist. Lysandra Rickers, who is a visionary CEO of Soul Career. Stacey Hines, an executive coach extraordinaire for women in leadership. Of course, the distinguished Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, who is the managing director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Myself, who is the founder behind, the inspiration behind the Entrepreneurial You, as you know. Sonia Winter, associate clinical psychologist. Andrea Barrett, co-founder, Banker Ladies Council. Shirley Bridgman, who's the VP of Customer Experience and Marketing of Guardian General Insurance. And of course, we have Tishana Mullins, our moderator extraordinaire. So what this event is going to be doing for you is really giving you that passport to inspiration, professional growth, and the meaningful connections that you want to make to get to your next level. There are just so many things happening. And even leading up to the conference, we have opened nominations. Nominations are now opened so that you can nominate a woman leader to have dinner with Melissa Pegas. How do you nominate somebody, a leader that you think should have dinner with Melissa? What you simply do is go to bit.ly/SheLeadsNomination. So bit.ly/SheLeadsNomination. And you can sign up. Just answer the questions, nominate that woman who you think is worthy of having dinner. 10 women will be selected to have dinner with Melissa. No, you don't want to miss that. You don't want to not nominate somebody who is worthy of that. All right. Get involved. That's a part of the offerings of the She Leads conference. And again, it's happening October 19 at the Jamaica Stock Exchange from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And tickets are available at jamstockx.com. And you can go directly. If you don't want to go to jamstockx.com, that will going to take you to another link. The direct link is bit.ly/She Leads Conference. bit.ly/She Leads Conference. So I encourage you, go right ahead. Check that out. Check that out. Check that out. You don't want to miss that. There are early bird tickets now on sale. And if you grab it before October 1, well, you should grab it before October 1 so that you can get some savings. Who don't want to save some money in this day and age, right? I know we all want to manage our money well, and we want to do some savings. So that's pretty much just a little bit of what has been happening. As you stay tuned to my social media and to the podcast, you will learn more. But just to kind of give you a little hint of the season that I am in, I'm in a season of discovering myself, figuring out what I'm doing that I may need to stop. What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? Rediscovery, self-discovery, just looking at, has the strategy for my purpose, has it evolved, and what does it look like? Like, I'm in that space right now. Yeah, it's as it's unfolding. You may not even see clarity as to what is happening or what I'm presenting, because I'm telling you now, it is unfolding as we speak. All right. So I want you to stay with me on the journey, stick and stay with me. And so we can figure it out together as well. I can get feedback from you, my listeners. What do you want to see me do more of, less of? What's happening? How should we be transitioning? Right? All of those things. But I just thought I'll just share with you a little bit of what has been happening, and how you can stay in touch, how you can be a part of what I'm doing. I also mentioned that, I was in the middle of doing podcast workshops. There was one that was scheduled for the end of September. I have postponed that until sometime in November, the end of November, where I'll be able to give more focus to it. Because right now my focus is more on the conference coming up, She Leads Women's Conference coming up, and we want you to take advantage of that. What else I need to tell you? There are just so many things, right? Also, I'm part now, one of the facilitators for the VM Enrich, VM Foundation, in VM in schools, their social enterprise in secondary schools. So I'll be traveling to two schools, Kellitz High as well as Cumberland High. So Kellitz is in Maypen, and of course, Cumberland is in St. Catherine. So I'm looking forward to that, representing my social enterprise, Grace to Grow. Looking forward to that, and to see, how I can get the young people involved and excited about social enterprises. So just so many things happening. Thank you for allowing me, space to grow and evolve. As you are part of my community, you do help to inspire me, and I really appreciate you for that, So I want to just pause here and just wrap. Just let this be a wrap, because it's a short solo episode. I wanted to just come in and share a little bit of what I'm up to with you. But just to let you know, for those who are new, to keep up to date with our latest podcast episodes, and that you don't miss a beat, we want you to subscribe and follow the Entrepreneurial You on your favorite podcast platform. I want you as well. I'm asking you to review a lot. I have a lot of reviews in the US. When it comes on to Jamaica and other areas, the reviews are non-existent, even in some instances, right? So we want to hear from you. Your feedback does mean a lot to us, and it would help if you, just share something about the show. I also want you to go to HenekaWatkis-Porter.com. A lot of things I'm asking you to do, where you just find out more inspiration and so on. And I'm on social media. So those are all the places that you can get me: social media, my website, and you know where to call me. If you want to find me on WhatsApp, 876-849-2571. All right. Thank you so much for being part of this community. You help to fuel my passion. And I can't wait. Next week, I'm going to bring you another exciting episode with a guest, and something other than you'll hear from somebody other than just me alone. Okay. I want you to, though, before I go, affirm this with me as I just talk about She Leads and where you can get the tickets and so on. I want you to affirm with me that I have a clear vision of the type of leader I want to be, and I take intentional action daily to build towards this. I have a clear vision of the type of leader I want to be, and I take intentional daily action to build towards this, right? That's what we're affirming today. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and stay tuned to the Entrepreneurial You podcast. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for allowing me to spend time with you. Thank you for always supporting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. It means a lot to me. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you so very much. All right.